Let's get it, bro. Alrighty, let's get it. Welcome everyone to the Mission Accomplished podcast. I'm your host, Palmer Lindblom, and today, episode number 1, we got one of my best friends on here, Ethan Witcher. Served in the Samoa Apia mission, and yeah, he's gonna tell us a little bit about that today. What do you got for us?
Yep, my name is Ethan Witcher. I served in Samoa. I grew up here in Gilbert. I'm the oldest of 8 kids. Been in the church my whole life. Yeah.
Sweet, bro. So, first couple questions throw at you. You were born in the church, raised in the church, good family. Tell us a little bit about preparing for your mission. Did you always know that you were going to serve a mission? And did you always want to, and how was that? Like growing up?
Yeah, so I come from a family of a lot of people who serve missions.
Mm-hmm.
Both my parents served in Brazil, and I grew up always wanting to, and always really feeling like it was just my responsibility to, like, I always kind of felt like I had to go on a mission, but it wasn't until I started doing my papers and stuff, I realized, like, I'm actually making the choice to do it, and obviously I made the choice to go on a mission, and it's been a thing I always look forward to in my life.
For sure.
And yeah, it was awesome.
Cool. So you always knew it was kind of a preset responsibility for you, but then senior year, and it kind of hits you like, okay, like I'm gonna make the decision to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know you've mentioned this before, but tell us a little bit about getting called to Samoa specifically, because I know it's special for you.
Yeah. So Samoa is the best, and I had a lot of connections, spiritual, social, all these connections to Samoa. I feel like were inside of me before I even went there. I had a lot of just Samoan influence in my life. Like, I had a wrestling coach in junior high who was really kind of introduced the whole culture thing to me, and really that's like where I first thought of Samoa kind of thing, and really influential in my life. One of my best friends in high school, shout out Pukatase.
Pukatase.
Yeah, he's Samoan, and yeah. There also was an experience I had when I was about 11 or 12. I don't really remember, but I remember we usually go to my grandparents' house, and my uncles and grandpa were all talking about their missions and stuff, and seeing if they could still remember, like, the first vision in their mission language, and and they talked about some other missions in the world, like how some would be cool and stuff, and they were talking about Samoa, I remember, and I remember hearing that. I was like, oh, I really want to go there. And I was like a kid, like this time, like super young, 11, 12, probably young, maybe younger. And so I was like, oh, I want to learn the first vision of that so I can, like, go there.
Yeah.
And so I went on Google Translate on my grandpa's computer, put in the first vision in English and translated to Samoan, and I printed it out, and I was gonna, like, save it and memorize it. But after 2 days, I gave up and lost it and stuff. So, but that was just cool to say, little hint, like little personal revelation, like even that young age, like I was going to Samoa. But yeah, I'd say, like, there was no other place I meant to be. And yeah, I love Samoa.
That's sick, bro. Love it. Little foreshadowing. God was like preparing you to go to Samoa. That's so cool, bro. Well, so getting your mission call, you opened it. At first, just like he just said, I mean, this kid's been talking about Samoa for so long, and so when he opened his mission call, I thought you were joking. I thought it was like, there's no way, bro. I actually got called to Samoa, but yeah, he did.
First signed the labor and Samoa Apia mission.
Bro really manifested that for real. But anyway, so you get called to Samoa, and then let's just, for a little bit, talk about the MTC, because I know that was kind of crazy for you. I heard that you broke your foot or something, broke a couple of your toes.
Yeah, so MTC was the best, like, really just being kind of surrounded by a lot of Samoan people who mostly grew up here, Australia or New Zealand, and just being around that, like, kids my age who are going to Samoa, like, have that, and it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun,
Mm-hmm.
super fun. I did break 2 of my toes. That was just doing some dumb stuff. But if you ever go to that Provo MTC and they tell you keep your shoes on when you go to the fields because people have broken their toes, that's from me. So yeah, that's my
That's the Witcher rule at the
Yep,
Provo MTC.
Yep. But yeah, it was the best experience. It was super fun. But honestly, at the end of it, I was like, "Get me a Samoa! Like, I'm trying
Yeah.
to go. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
And is that a 6-week MTC or a 9-week MTC?
yeah. It's
It's a
6 week.
6 week.
Yep.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, MTC stands for Mission Training Center, but you got to get a little training before you go because no one knows how to be a missionary, and you're fresh out of high school. The majority of people, right? So you got to go. It's usually a 3 to 6 to 9 week training. So, all right, getting that out of the way, preparing for your mission in the MTC, before the MTC, what was your expectation about Samoa, and then what was it like getting off the plane and finally being there?
Yeah. So Samoa, especially, and then see, I was like, "Get me to Samoa! Like, I want to go there so bad. Like, I've just been here, and I just want to go." And so I wasn't really expecting anything really crazy. I kind of kept myself pretty open. And like, I'm gonna however it is, I'm gonna roll with it, kind of thing. And excuse me. Yeah. And so right when I got there, just so beautiful, so much green, so much it's just beautiful. Like,
Everything's green,
yeah,
right?
mhm.
Everything, the whole island. Wait,
Yeah.
so
The
okay,
thing that's cool about Samoa
Yeah.
though is it's super green. Everywhere's green, like plants, forest look, but all the houses are like bright colors. Like people will build like so they call us the Fale Samoa and or Fale Apa, which is just like they have poles and then a roof, and that's they have no walls, no anything. Just let the breeze go through. Some houses will be like Fale Parangi, and it's like they have walls, but it's like cinder blocks, and they'll just paint it like bright, pretty colors, and so it just sticks out and looks so beautiful. And there's like big old chapels, like usually other churches are like they're like built like 100 years ago that are just like massive and beautiful and colorful, and that's pretty cool.
That's interesting. Dang. So I just blanked. Help me out here. So you get off, humidity, everything is kind of colorful and green. What's the culture like? I want to know what the culture like, and I know everyone watching wants to know because the Polynesian culture is like something that a lot of people don't really understand. They probably see a lot of it, but they don't really understand it.
Yeah. So what you call that right there is the Anganu'u or the Fasamoa, like the Samoan way. And it's super strong. Like culture is like super like it just Samoa is like probably one of the most cultured places you could go. There's a bunch of really weird random things like you're not allowed to like it's not you're not allowed, but it's disrespectful to like drink or eat while standing or walking.
That's interesting.
So I had a experience where like my first few days we went to a store, got like a soda, and we were just out walking. And I was just drinking it, and my companion was like, "Hey, you can't do that!" Like, and got like mad at me, and I was like, "Oh, what the heck?" And then yeah, so that's just like a thing of respect. Never talk to someone if you're standing and they're sitting. Always sit down with them. Sitting cross-legged. If you guys get called to Samoa, get used to sitting cross-legged because you go in houses like crisscross applesauce, whatever that is. But you go in, they'll throw down the mats, and you just sit down like that. And you sometimes there for hours, so you gotta. It's low key rough at first, but you'll get it. So
Yeah.
But just a lot of stuff like that. But the biggest thing of Samoan culture is the Fasamoa is the falualu, respect. So everyone respects everyone, or mostly you respect your elders and you respect people. Kids have to like prove themselves though.
Okay.
Like when they're a kid, like kids will just they kind of just have to do whatever their parents say, and then once they're old enough, then they get that respect when they have kids and stuff. So it's very much respect.
It's like a hierarchy almost.
Yeah. So there's really not much crime in Samoa because people don't want to embarrass their families and they don't want to put disrespect. They don't want to disrespect their families. So it's really good in that aspect. And one really cool thing that most villages do is kind of fading away a little bit, but most still do it. Is they call it sa. this is a time in the evening. It's like curfew, but it's like not really curfew. It's like about 6 o'clock. They'll ding a bell or blow like a shell horn in the village, and um, then everyone has to like sit down and just like that's the time where people do loku, which that's like it's like a prayer. So in their houses they sing a song, and then say a prayer, um, and then yeah, it's that usually lasts
And that's
5 to 10
every single
minutes.
day?
Yeah, every
Okay.
single day, and so yeah, that's a weird thing, but it's really awesome because you just when you're outside and they do that, you'll just hear houses and they're all like singing songs, and it's like super nice.
Wow.
But yeah, that's another thing about Samoa. 99% Christian.
Oh, wow.
So you're not gonna find anyone who doesn't believe in Christ unless you go to the shops, like the Chinese shops, where it's like just Chinese people that run there. They don't. They're just there for the money for real. But
That's funny.
but yeah, it's super Christian, super awesome. Everyone is so Christ-like there. It's the most Christ-like place you can go in the world.
Wow. Love to hear it. So, keeping on track with the topic of culture, I know a lot of us have seen the movie The Other Side of Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's Tonga or Tonga, how do you say that?
Tonga.
Tonga. And we know that's not Samoa, it's different. But how does that like relate to your mission? Like, are you sleeping on mats? Are you sleeping with like rock pillows? Like, what's good with that?
Yeah. So with that was also like long time ago.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. That was super long ago.
and he was on like a weird like a far island, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't say it was like that really at all. But there were some aspects of it, and there were people who we saw who were living like that.
Okay.
A lot of times, like most families, actually, I'm gonna say like 95% of the families I've seen don't have beds. They just sleep on the floor, sleep on those mats.
Wow.
But missionaries always had beds. Usually, there was one area we didn't have beds. We took them out because we were literally infested with bed bugs. That was my first area, so that was super
Dang.
tough. But learned how to sleep on the floor. Now I can sleep anywhere, so
Yeah.
the best. But yeah,
Blessing in disguise right there.
yeah, it was not like that, but like a little like that, because
Yeah.
Tonga and Samoa are really similar. Really similar people too. So, a lot of that love you see in that movie and that like charity and stuff you'll see in Samoa too. So
Cool.
yeah.
Dang, so you got a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's cool. So for those getting called to Samoa or expecting to go to one of these island missions, what would be like your biggest tip or like biggest piece of advice?
Mm-hmm. So one thing for sure is you just gotta be humble, which you gotta do that anywhere, but especially Samoa, because most people, and especially the other missionaries who are Samoan, will see, especially if you're Palangi or white, like a white person, you'll come in and they'll be like, it's like Palangis are just fiapoko, they call it, like they like know-it-alls, which in a way, like our culture raising up, we are like raised to be confident and like kind of think we know how to do the stuff. But in Samoa, it's a complete opposite. Everyone's raised to be like, this person, other people are better than me, and I'm here for that person. Like,
It's really
yeah,
like serviceable.
yeah. So humble, just being humble and coachable, and yeah, but for sure be that, just humble and just love your companions, love everyone, and expect to be giving away lots of stuff or having people take it.
Tell us about that.
Yeah.
Because I know you have a couple stories about your trainer, I think.
Yeah. So my trainer, Elder Seleni, he's the one who really taught me this, which I really love and try to integrate in my life, which is the worth of giving is way higher than the worth of ownership. So say another missionary, usually Samoan missionaries will come up and see your tie and be like, hey, like, I like that tie. And when they say that, they're kind of wanting you to give it to them. And so if you give it to them, that happiness that you give them by giving that tie is worth way more than if I keep this tie. Because the tie is just a thing. It's just a thing. So you give it to them, you see that joy in their lives, and that's worth so much more, I think. And that's how Samoans see it. So same thing, if I ask for someone, if I went to a member's house, I'd be like, that's a really cool watch. One of my companions did that, and he was just trying to be nice. And they're like, okay, here, take it.
Right there on the spot.
Yeah. So you don't want to take advantage of that, but people will for sure give you pretty much anything that
That's
you
wild.
like. And so that's just an awesome thing. Um, but yeah, some of the other missionaries will just like to um, take your stuff, like especially it's big what mine is yours, especially your companions. Um, but yeah,
Cool. So very humble, serviceable people in
mm-hmm.
Samoa.
Yeah.
Love that. Switching topics, switching gears. Let's get to the real meat of the conversation. We want to hear a couple stories that you have, a couple experiences that you feel like really shaped you as a person, that really impacted you on your mission.
Okay. Like
Let's
spiritual or
So
non-spiritual.
Good question. Let's do spiritual last. Let's end with that. So let's hear a couple stories that are kind of just like out of there.
Just like funny things.
Yeah, funny things, cool things that you did.
So a really funny thing that happened in my first transfer is, so I forgot to mention, when I first came to Samoa, all the borders had been closed for 3 years since COVID. So 2020 to 2023, the mission was closed. So only Samoans served there. And when that happened, there was a lot of craziness happened and stuff, and a lot of missionaries getting sent home because Samoans are not really a rule-based culture. Like they, they're very have fun. Everyone likes to have fun, which is really fun, but sometimes not the best for missionary work. But it was awesome. So when I first got there, I was the only Palangi, white person in my zone. And so what really saved me in that was just being, like I was saying, humble, share, and just love. And then they loved me, and they pay me. They like it would be like we were together. Like we go to a store, they would buy me a drink, they would buy me this. Like they loved me, and we had a good time. But yeah, so one of these missionaries was finishing, and it was his last P day. And so in his last P day, we usually do like something more special for that person. And so we had some Tongan elders in our zone, and Tongan people eat dog, and so that's the thing. That's the thing. Samoans don't eat dog, but Tongans do, and so they're like, we should do a dog, and the elders were like, okay, yeah, let's do it. We've never had that.
You're kidding?
Try it. No, for real. And so they just went and found a dog. They just got him with a rock or something, and then hung boy up and skinned him, chopped him up, threw him in a pot, cooked him up, and then
they threw him in a pot.
Yeah, so we just chopped it up and then put it in a pot.
I'll
put a picture right here.
You ate dog on your mission.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was all right, but
how did it taste? Like
I'd say it tasted a lot like lamb. Like we got a lot of lamb there, and it tastes a lot like that, just a little different. But I only had one little bite because I couldn't get over just like this is a dog. But I was low-key like, because I just got bitten by a dog like a few days before, and I was like, look, I'm just getting my revenge on these dogs for real. Because you eat me, I eat you.
Savage.
But But yeah, that's another thing. You get bit by dogs a lot, or chased by dogs at least, depending on your area. But there's a lot of just crazy dogs, and they love to chase the missionaries for some reason.
That's crazy, dude.
But yeah, that was a really funny thing. Just to say like I eat dog, and because everyone always asks like, what's the craziest thing you've eaten? That's probably the craziest.
Would there be a second thing that, like what's the food like? We talked a little bit about the culture, but what's the food like in Samoa?
So food is very plain. Like if you're a person who likes a lot of seasoned foods, that's not what you're gonna get.
Which is different.
Yeah.
Because being from the States, we're very like an uncultured people. Let's be honest. And we think like everything's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like we put everything together.
Yeah.
Like
we have all types of food.
Yeah. Exactly. We have like a bunch of different cultures, but we're not educated on those cultures. So like going to a Hawaiian restaurant, like we automatically think like that's like all like Polynesian foods.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's definitely not that. So
because sorry to cut you off, but like you said Samoan food is bland. Yeah. Which surprises me because you go to like a Samoan restaurant or Hawaiian restaurant and like it's so good. Yeah. Yeah. It's so good.
So what most people do in Samoa is they just live off the land. So what they grow, the biggest thing they grow there is called taro. And that's a little root. You can look it up or put a picture right here. Bing. And then it's little just like a potato, but way more dense and with no flavor. So they'll usually boil that, or they'll put it in a umu, which is a ground oven they make. And it's like a Samoan. They basically make a fire, throw some rocks in on the top, cook the rock, make the rocks really hot. Once the rocks are hot, throw some food on it, cover it up with some leaves, and then keeps the smoke in and everything, and it cooks it up. It's pretty good. But the food is great. I loved it. At the beginning, I wasn't super fan of it, but you eat the same thing every day. That taro, a lot of fried chicken for some reason. But that could just be because I'm white, and they just were like, "Oh, he's white, so he likes fried chicken." And I think my first companion, because he liked fried chicken, he was Samoan. He told everyone in the area like that I only eat fried chicken. So we got fried chicken like every night, and I was
That's funny.
I didn't even like fried chicken before a mission, but now I love it
Really?
because we got that a lot.
That's interesting.
But yeah, it was and always just tell people if you don't tell people you don't like something when you go to an area, because you'll have fafang, as it's called, like dinners with family members every night. If you go to someone, really when you first get to the area, you want to get the word out on things like if there's a thing, like for me it was curry. They did curry sometimes, and every time I ate curry, I would throw up, and that was just something that started from the beginning of my mission, because I threw up one time when I ate curry, and ever since that I couldn't eat it. So I just tell people like curry makes me sick. Like I wouldn't do that to things like you don't like, because you just want to be like eat whatever they give you. But for me, when I got to an area, I was like telling everyone like I can eat anything except for this. This will just make me sick, and they were like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
And so that's what you want to do.
And did in the Samoan culture, do they feed the missionaries a lot?
Oh yeah.
Or did you have to cook
Oh yeah.
food?
So we never. I mean, yeah. So we have those planned meals every single night.
Every single day.
Every single night.
So
yeah.
you was grubbing every day.
Yeah, but that's the thing. In Samoa, people there, they don't eat 3 meals a day like we know.
Oh,
like
really?
them, you eat maybe something tiny in the morning and then like a meal in the night, and that's all.
They don't eat lunch.
And so that's what I really started doing, because we didn't really cook a lot of food, and I didn't want to cook food so much in the morning and stuff. So some people do like saimingi or top ramen, if we call it saimingi in Samoa, but eat that in the morning or something, and then we go out, and then in the night we'll have our food. And so that really helped me just kind of feel what these people are feeling. Like a lot of times you're just like be so hungry through the day and just looking forward to that. And that's what these people do. They just work all day, or like work, sleep, and then eat. Like, so it's yeah, it's super different. People love the missionaries. You walk anywhere and anyone will just automatically respect you. They have definitely a hierarchy of respect, and when you're a missionary, you're literally the top of that. So people really respect you. I had one time when I got bit by a dog at a member's house. I was bending over to shake a guy's hand, and his dog came and bit me in the butt, and then the guy like yelled at his kids, was like, "Get this dog and take him in the back," and they just beat the dog with a stick. Because they're like, they don't beat, the dogs bite the missionaries, no, that dog is in trouble.
Dang, dude.
But yeah.
Wow. So the missionaries are pretty well accepted in Samoa.
Oh, for sure.
So
and everyone's really, everyone's like really aware of them. Like nobody's not had missionaries at their house, kind of thing. Like even non-members, anything like missionaries are just been a thing in Samoa for so long that
for sure.
that everyone knows what they are and stuff. Yeah.
Dang, dude. We're getting low on time here.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do a part 2, but let's wrap it up with your most spiritual experience. And then advice for all of those kids who are going to Samoa, or who are just interested in learning a little bit more about the culture.
Yeah.
And then your testimony.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Sounds awesome. Yeah. So probably just one of my most spiritual experiences on the mission. I was serving in the island Trujillo, or American Samoa, in the area of Apia, and this area, I was kind of I was 4 or 6 months in, and I was assigned to whitewash the area with a companion I had to follow up train. He was Samoan, so it was pretty difficult. Like we had a lot of it was a lot of hard times. I was pretty new. He was really new, and my language was not very good. His kind of missionary stuff was not that good. So it was kind of, we had to work together and rely on each other a lot. But
so just a side note, you said you had 4 to 6 months in the area in the mission at that time.
Yeah.
So for you, this is a side note, just real quick. For you, how long did you feel like it took you to be fluent in Samoan with the language?
Yeah. So Samoa, if you're going to Samoa, don't expect to be any less than a year of being like comfortable. Like
That's crazy.
it's a really hard language, really difficult. You don't see really any Palangis getting like pretty confident before they hit their year. Like once you hit your year mark, you'll be like, okay, I can understand pretty much everything. I can say mostly everything. But before that, it's like rough. And it all depends on which area, and just like it's different for everyone. But I say a year is probably normal. So give yourself a break. Just be patient, and you'll get it like for sure. But yeah. But back to my story. So we were just looking for people because we didn't have anyone to teach the whole time, which is it's kind of crazy in Samoa because there's always either someone moves in with a family and you teach them, or some kid who was just forgotten to be baptized, or is a less active family and you find them. And so it was pretty hard finding people to teach. And one day this lady came up to us and she was like, I want you guys to come visit my house. And we're like, okay. And so the next day we went, and her name was Fina. She's a single mom, had 7 kids there with her, and she said she had an older son who lived in Utah with her sister. And she said she just found out he got baptized in our church, into the Church of Jesus Christ.
He got baptized in Utah.
Yeah, in Utah.
Okay.
And he kind of hid that from her, but she found out, and she was kind of like annoyed or kind of mad about it because they're really strong Catholics. And anyone who serves in a mission with Catholics, Catholics they're pretty strong in their faith, and they don't like accepting other stuff really. But she was like, she said, yeah, I was mad at first, but after I realized, like, I got a thought, like, maybe this is the right thing for him. And so that's why she wanted to talk to us, just to see what it's about. She's like, I'll never convert probably. Even if I do, maybe like 5 to 10 years. But I just want to learn about it. And so we started teaching her and the whole family. It was going good. Invited her to church. She came. She was coming, and it was awesome. That's the best feeling too as a missionary. If people come to church, when you ask them to, like, you feel so much joy when you just see them walk through. Because especially it's like you're just like sitting there in the church and just waiting, like, oh, will they come? Will they come? And then you see them come, and it's just like, oh, wow.
Especially if they come that first week, like, that is so crucial, dude.
Yeah.
If you get them to come that first week, it's like, it just raises the percentage. It's like
30% of people who come like the first week will end up getting baptized.
And that percentage changes. Like in my mission, it was something like extreme. Like if you invited someone on Friday or Saturday or even Monday, and they came that first Sunday after you invited them, the chances of them getting baptized went up like 60-something%. Dude. It was crazy. That's crazy.
But it is true. That's like the biggest stepping stone probably to
just getting them through the doors is like, it's so crucial.
Yeah. But then the next Sunday she didn't come, and their family didn't come, and we went up to visit her, and we're like, hey, why didn't you not come? And she was like, I think I'm kind of good. I'm in my church. This is my family's church. Like, we're just happy where we're at. And we were super bummed because especially I thought they were like golden. I was like, these are going to be like golden. Like when we call it like golden, it's like they're elect. Like that's who we were sent here to get, like, to help. And so we were really bummed. And then she was just like, wait, but my daughter just told me she wants to be baptized. And then we were like, huh? And so her daughter came in and was like, yeah, I want to be baptized. And I was just like, oh, okay, we'll put you on date. So we put her on date. And we finished her lessons and got her baptized. Her and her other sister wanted to be baptized together. And that was also really special because she was baptized on my birthday, February 17th. So that was awesome. Super awesome. And really awesome. The most awesome part about their baptism was when I was doing the baptism, I look up and like I see the mom, Fina, I see her there, and she's just like bawling her eyes out and stuff. And I'm like, that's good. And so I went out, I talked to her at the end, and she was like, I just felt like this is so right. Like this is really the right thing. And so the next day, some of the other kids were like, we want to be baptized too, because our older sisters got baptized, so we want to be baptized. So it was the 2 boys and then the youngest girl. And we set up a lesson, and they would come walk to the chapel, and we do it there because they're pretty close by. And so the mom came and dropped them off, and she kind of was a funny lady. Like most of the ladies in Samoa are funny, and they'll just joke around with you. And she was like, what if I want to like be baptized too? And I was like, I thought she was joking. So like, well, you can come in and lesson with us, because she was always like, I'm not getting baptized. And then she's like, no, I'm serious. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, come to the lesson with us. And so we taught the lesson. She said she wanted to be baptized. We put them all on date, baptized them, and it was awesome. Like, there were still two more of their kids that needed to be baptized. There's two twins, older twins. They were kind of harder because they really liked their church, and they like were not really like open to changing so much. But we still taught them, and then they decided to be baptized as well. And so we baptized the whole family, and it was just so awesome. And the whole time I just felt like the Spirit was really just like there. Like I didn't do anything. I was like, I didn't do anything. The Spirit did this. Like it just felt too easy, and I was like, kind of just always in the back of my mind, like, how did that happen, so easily? But then I got transferred. But I stayed on that island, so I'd see them sometimes. And then I finally got transferred out of that island. I was on the island for 10 months, so
Wow.
that's pretty
And
unusual.
was that
American
Western?
Samoa.
American Samoa.
Yeah, and but that was just kind of thing our mission president did that time. And then when he got swapped out, the new mission president came in and see all these people like super long on the island. He was like, got them out of there. So that's when I left, and I went and said bye to their family. And at that point, she was really sick, and I like gave her a blessing. This was Fina, the mom. And then I left, and I kept in touch a little bit, email and stuff. And then about probably a month later, my mom, because she was friends with her on Facebook, she like messaged me. She's like, Ethan, I'm like I'm sorry, but I just saw Fina passed away, and I was like, dang, like that was like crazy. I just was like, my thing I was thinking, I was like, these kids, like they don't have a dad, and now they don't have a mom.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be so sad and hard for them. And I'm over here, I can't go visit them, go help them. So that was like really hard. But then that's when it like clicked. I was like, that's why it was so easy. That's why it was not me doing anything. I didn't have to do anything. It was just her. It was just the Spirit, because Heavenly Father knew her time was soon, and he needed her up in heaven. He needed her, another soldier up in heaven. And
I love that.
so it really made me see like God is in the details. He cares about every single one. And I really was sent there for a reason. And I have many experiences like that on the mission. Like maybe we'll be able to share it in another podcast or something, part 2 maybe. But that's just one that was really special to me and really awesome. But yeah, next thing, some advice for all you coming. I already gave a lot of advice, but just love it. Like Samoa is awesome. Like the people are awesome. Joke around. You see all these missionaries coming from America, stuff. They're like, we just want to be good missionaries, and we don't want to like have fun, which you see a lot. But with Samoans, so really you have to become Samoan, and you have to touch their hearts, which that means connecting with them, laughing with them, tell jokes, and they'll love you, especially if you're white, Palangi, and you say like, you start being funny with them, and they love it. And so one thing, if you get called there, and especially if you're from anywhere but if you don't speak Samoan, but especially if you're Palangi or white, they're gonna ask, if I so kingi, am I so kingi Samoa? Like, do you have a girlfriend? Have you gotten a Samoan girl yet? And it's super weird because you're like, I'm a missionary. Like, why would I get a girl? But they're just joking with you. Like, it's funny because they all want the white people to marry like Samoan girls. So what I would always do, I'd be like, oh yeah, Sifuro kingi, and they'd be like, yeah, I got 10 girls, and they'd be like, like going crazy. Like, they love it. They love it. So just joke around things like that, like little things like. Don't take everything so serious, because if you show that serious, like, I'm serious, like some missionaries would do that, and it really just closes doors and you can't connect with them. But yeah, just be humble and be able to go with the flow.
There's a part in Preach My Gospel that talks about like becoming part of the culture. So I assume that is like what your take on it is, right?
So that's one of my favorite parts in Preach My Gospel, is in chapter 7 about learning your culture. I forgot the scripture it's based on, but it's basically saying like, to the Jews I became a Jew so I could get the Jews. And it's like I go to Samoa on my mission, I have to become Samoan so I can get the Samoans. I can become them, embrace their culture. And that was one thing that I think I did especially good job at on my mission, and that got me a lot of doors open and a lot of connections with people, and I got to connect with people, and it was awesome.
That's awesome. And I think that applies for everywhere.
Everywhere, really, yeah.
Anywhere in the world, honestly.
Yeah, that's about it.
Dude, I love it. Yeah. I know you have so many more stories.
Yeah, we'll have to do part 2.
Yeah.
Comment if you want a part 2, because I want to talk more, so get this guy back in.
Exactly, dude. Comment down below if you want Ethan Witcher to get back on the podcast. I know he's got plenty more stories. We'll put his Instagram, I guess, or Facebook.
Yeah, put my Instagram right here. Actually, we'll put it right here. Samoan flag. Yeah.
We'll edit it right there. Cool, dude.
Yeah.
Well, let's end with your testimony, bro. Let's
Okay.
hear it.
Yeah. Te whituna te ro mori mau. Te loa alo soifua le atu malona alo i skiriso. Te loa mori mawha maoni le tala le i skiriso. Te loa lo whatele i skiriso mo i tātou. Te loa e moni mawha maoni le aonga o le tusia mamona. Tusia mamona o se tasi mori mau i skiriso. Ma lana ngalwinga le laulangi. Te loa o is whasamita o se perfecta moni sa tu whitai le tala le. Te lo iai se perfecta soifua le aso nei o Russell Nelson. Ma te lo e whai tausi pula inga mai le atua. Ma tu mao i da wala whianganga. E mawhaona maa tātou le avanoa siri e mawhaona toifo i te mawhalangi ma si tātou a inga. O te whai nei mori mama le rofutele. Le sawafa pa ia i skiriso. Amen.
Amen. Love it.
Catch y'all later.
Catch y'all later. Salud.